All right, here with Patty Tavatanakit, a 1 under 71. Question is, how's the driver? Does the new one come in?
The new one actually came in today, but I had someone, they volunteered. It drove up from Orlando last night and gave it to me this morning. I put it in the bag just because I didn't want to risk putting it in mid-round and never, haven't hit it. So it didn't really work today. I mean, I got around the course pretty well. I just try my best to score, which I did. Hit a couple of 3-woods. I decided to hit 3-woods the last 2 holes because I was just so done with it.
Exactly. You got through. Tell us about the 2 birdies you had on 2 and 6, if you don't mind.
Yes, on 2. Again, I didn't put myself in a good position. I actually had to do something a little bit extra to make birdie there on 2 because usually I would just hit my driver and got on the green in 2. But today I had to lay up because I was in the woods. I hooked my drive. Obviously, didn't really practice with it. It's not really my driver. But I made birdie there. I made a really nice putt. And then the next hole, it's a reachable par 4. Hit to the right, and then I made up and down from that spot, which is most likely. I mean, I was like, okay, I have to get birdie here to be in a good position going into the weekend.
Good. Last question from me before we open it up. Is it any different to play at a major championship as a major champion? I mean, beyond that announcement on the tee?
Not really. I feel like if anything, hearing that just gives me a little bit more confident to attack the day. And even though I was struggling or had a slow start, just keep my head down and keep telling myself that I did it before. I mean, I can pull it off again.
Absolutely. We'll go for questions, Beth Ann, and work our way down.
Hi. So the driver that was driven up for you was your old driver, right?
Yeah, the one that I've been using since a little bit of last season until the beginning of the season. I've been using that one, and then this one I have in my bag today was actually the one before I switched. I think the weight is different, but I was just like, it's okay. I'm just glad I have a driver in my bag. I'll just play with it.
Was it heavier? The one?
I think it's lighter. I don't know. I don't really know the number, but it doesn't feel as good.
Gotcha.
You had it on the range though, right, Patty?
I did. I practiced with it, and then I also had the other driver with me, a different shaft, different length, and a different head. That is actually a British Open driver, more like a link course driver, flight it down, low spin. But I hit it this morning, and I was like, yeah, it's not a good fit for this course. And then I just ended up sticking with the one that I used before. The sound was different, so I was like, it's okay. I'm making good swings. I can hit anything. And I was out there trying to ignore the fact that it's not really working and just finesse something, and I feel like I did a good job at that.
What was the first swing with the driver on the course?
When?
Yeah.
The first hole.
How did it behave?
It went straight. It was just ended up in a really weird spot, bad break. I had to stand in a bunker and hit one out, and I made bogey.
Jeff?
I guess you had talked yesterday about the driver was going to arrive mid-morning, but whose idea was it to drive one up?
So I have a really, really good support system and people in Orlando. I'm really thankful for that. I didn't really ask them to drive up, but they volunteer okay, we're so worried about you. We're just going to drive up tonight and I'll give it to you in the morning. I was like, okay, thank you. Yeah.
You actually got it in your hands at what time this morning?
6 a.m. I was in the gym warming up, and he gave it to me.
Do you have the heart to tell him that even though they drove it up, the weight wasn't quite right, or are you going to leave that part out?
I'll leave that part out. I was telling my caddy, I'm just glad I have a driver in my bag and not having to try to figure something out on the course when the new head comes and then I put it in play in the middle of the round. I just don't want to deal with that. Yeah. Just because I feel like if I start with something, I can finesse and go around with that for the rest of the day.
Down here to Steve.
And I don't know if this has come up yet or not, but according to Ping, you were the first LPGA player ever to crack the face of a driver. Is there any consolation in that, and will you keep an extra head in your locker from now on?
I think so. I actually told Jason, I was like, is it okay if I ask you to travel with an extra head? But, yeah, I've never cracked a driver before, too. And in the middle of the round, I've never experienced something like that. But I feel like, if anything, it taught me to have a strong mentality and just keep staying positive and just tell myself that I can play this course without a driver, which I did on the back nine yesterday.
All right. Thanks so much, Patty. We'll see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you. Thanks.
Celine's on her way over.